What is the point of arguing when you probably won't persuade the person that you're arguing with? Well, the point is you're not really arguing with the person that you're talking to. You're arguing with everyone else who might be around. You're arguing with the peanut gallery, or at least arguing to the peanut gallery. If you're engaged in a debate, a discussion, or a fight with someone who deeply believes in what they're talking about, and odds are that's going to be the case if they're arguing with you, then your chances of swaying them, at least immediately, are very small. Revelatory change is extremely rare. People don't normally change their ideas in that way. Normally it comes about slowly over time, with their existing ideas being chipped away at by things that they're told, by their experience, by things that contradict what they've previously believed. But people out there who may not necessarily be swayed to either side of the argument, they're more open. If you can show in a debate that this other person does not really have anything backing up their ideas, or that they're hypocritical, or that they're wrong, or that their ideals are impossible to uphold, then maybe you're going to be able to make a persuasive argument to the people who are watching. Maybe you're going to be able to get through to them. There's no guarantee in any argument, but if your ideas are better, if they're more robust, if you can pick apart and show holes and problems in the ideas of the other person, then you've got a chance of really making some change. So don't feel disheartened when you're arguing with someone and they're absolutely steadfast, or just plain ignorant, or refusing to listen to a damn word that you say. Because again, it's not really them that you're arguing with. Do you really think you're going to persuade a die-hard flat earther by showing them images and so on that are widely available and already out there, and which they must have already run across? No, they have their excuses for those things. But you can show that their excuses aren't valid. You can show that their excuses don't hold any water. You can demonstrate that their arguments are invalid. And in that way, maybe you can prevent some other people falling for the same bullshit. Or you can show people that might be wavering. The same goes for creationism. I have been arguing the atheist side of things for many years now. And I can count on one hand the number of times I've directly persuaded someone that they were wrong about creationism. But you do persuade and convince and encourage other people who are watching you debate, who are watching you argue, whose minds aren't completely set at any point. And this is also the case with politics. I think we have seen a rise of the centre over time as the left and right have gone completely nuts. The right have managed, however, to become populist. The left haven't. So this centre ground, and it's not even a centre ground, the sane left has an opportunity here to rise up, make the robust arguments, make the arguments in places that the left has refused to, has ceded to the far right. That's an opportunity for a sane, sensible opposition to step forward and to talk and to argue and to debate, and where necessary to make concessions, and elsewhere to force the opposition to change their position, to see the reason and the understanding in what you're saying. And more importantly, even than reaching the other side, is reaching this great mass of people in the middle who, by and large, have relatively sane, relatively social ideas. They are ripe to be persuaded, but the left has ceded that ground and refused to have that conversation for so long that it's been given to the right. But there's an opportunity there to make the arguments in a sane and rational way for social positions, for genuine progress, for genuine equality, and I think we have an opportunity here to do that. But again, it's not the diehards who scream at you that you're trying to persuade when you show them up for being shallow and vapid and operating on faith rather than reason. It's not them you're persuading, it's everyone else who is watching you argue. And that's definitely worth doing. There's no reason you shouldn't do that. It can be disheartening to feel like you're making no progress. But even if it's not visible, even if you're not making progress with the person you're directly arguing with, other than maybe forcing concessions that they'll forget within the next day or two, you do have the potential to persuade the greater wider mass of people who are observing, who are watching, who are reading, who are thinking, who are trying to decide where they stand on an issue. Those people you can reach, both by making your arguments constructively and by deconstructing the arguments of the people that you're against. So by all means, keep fighting. Don't be disheartened. Keep making rational, reasonable, logical arguments, because those are set on a solid foundation. And the more you make those arguments, and the more solid that foundation, the more chance, in the long run, they have of persuading people to your side. Zang.